Todos is a model of social intelligence that you can use to share with friends, find entertainment, and stay informed.
However, its main purpose is to promote ideas that improve the standards of people's life and projects that contribute to the mitigation of climate change. To this end, the network allocates most of the resources it obtains through the sale of advertising, subscriptions, and donations. This network can be used by any person or community to meet different needs.
How? Todos uses a point system that allows users to participate in projects. Each user receives 100 points monthly, which they can use to support the projects they consider most convenient for their community or to add suggestions to them. These points can also be used to propose a project, in which case the user must collect 500 points with those who support that initiative.
Let's look at an example. Emma lives in a remote town, and the school where her children study is in terrible condition. The roofs need to be changed, the walls need to be painted, but the local government says they don't have the money. Emma has an account in the Todos network and she teams up with other parents to collect the necessary points. Sophia, her neighbor, has decided to work with her to help with the presentation and implementation of the idea.
Now they have the necessary points to upload the project to the Todos network. Emma and Sophia will present a 1-minute video defining the problem, the proposed solution, and the associated cost. They share the video with the network and invite other parents and friends to join. The success depends on the community's participation. This participation involves voting and group feedback focusing on maximizing visible results with limited resources.
Previously, 2 other projects were recently proposed in that same region. However, Emma and Sophia's project is selected because it has earned the greatest acceptance and makes the best use of resources. From this point, they begin to receive a monthly salary to commence implementation of the project.
Now that they have passed the first stage, they must refine and optimize the project to include the suggestions proposed by the community. Once these suggestions are included, the community receives a notification. The project has now reached its final phase for approval and will be assigned the necessary resources to get started.
Sophia and Emma are then responsible for managing the project. They buy the materials, hire the staff, and make sure that everything proceeds as planned. As the project progresses, they share photos and videos on the platform, demonstrating that project goals are being met. Todos provides resources incrementally as each objective is achieved. On a monthly basis, it selects a network member, outside of this particular project, to do an independent peer review, ensuring that the resources are employed as per the project specifications, with visible results. This member's time and work is paid for.
Over a period of 3 months, the project accomplishes its proposed goals and the children have a beautiful school to enjoy. This is not only Emma and Sophia's success. It is enjoyed by everyone.
Let's look at another example. James has just graduated as an environmental engineer and is looking for a job. Although he has a job offer, being stuck in an office is not what he dreamed of. So, he looks in the social network for a community that wants to work on an environmental project he's been thinking about.
The network allows him to search for common interests. This is how he meets Mary, who lives in a community near the sea and is interested in projects with a focus on environmental impact. Her region has a lifestyle of fishing, but commercial fishing leaves fewer fish to the residents. Together they decide to set up a project to create algae forests that restore the marine ecosystems, with the aim of increasing biodiversity and taking advantage of the algae that can be sold for different purposes. This initiative receives large votes, and once approved, James decides to move to that community to work in the project.
This project also goes through the same voting stages, has observers who conduct peer reviews, and receives monthly resources. Again, to ensure the project objectives are accomplished. This is a larger scale project, including many more participants. Although it demands more resources, it is backed by a corresponding sizable number of voters and community members.
This initiative gives employment to many people in the community. In time, project members witness the restoration of marine ecosystems, increase in fish population, and cultivation of algae. And more importantly, they are trapping immense amounts of carbon dioxide. The success and visible results of the project earned more votes and thus more resources, enabling it to continue for an additional year. This momentum in the community evolved into an autonomous, self-sustaining model that generates employment, while cleaning the air and restoring marine ecosystems.
James has finished the project and is now looking at another community where they are planning a soil restoration project, again, supported by Todos. Mary has decided to use the same tools to teach other communities how to manage their own solutions, and now she leads a women's project for the recovery of water sources in a foreign country.
These are just a few examples of what we are going to create with this social community. We foster creativity and human imagination. What appears as a dream can become a reality that we build together, and for everyone. I mean, for Todos. Join us.